Hi guys, it's Miss Raina here at C347 at MacArthur High School. Today's video was all about overfishing. So sorry that I had to miss you guys today, but you got to watch a pretty interesting video about the far-reaching effects of overfishing and how it can even affect savanna predators. So we're going to examine a little bit more detail about where this overfishing issue comes from. So we've got a little vocabulary term. Hopefully you guys already have this in your notes, but bycatch is just anything that is not necessarily meant to be caught. All right. We've got, let's see, about 75% of the world's commercially valuable marine fish species are overfished. So pretty much everything everything that you eat is being fished until the population numbers are being really significantly affected. It means that the big fish are being taken out before they can be replenished, before the smaller fish can grow to that big size again. So tuna used to be fished at just these enormous sizes, and now the tuna that people catch are just getting smaller and smaller. Here's another thing. We throw away about 30% of the fish that we catch because a whole bunch of things that we catch are things like fish we weren't actually looking for, or things that aren't even fish, maybe sea mammals, maybe birds. So let's look at how that might happen. This is kind of an overview of the things that we're going to go over in this little video. So we're going to look at, things like long line fishing, things like bottom trawling, things like purse seine fishing, drift net fishing, but we're also maybe at the end, if we have a little bit of time, we'll look at some forms of aquaculture and fish farming. All right, so this is just a picture of purse seine fishing, and you can see compared to the boat how enormous that net is. I know everybody remembers that scene in Finding Nemo where the little organisms that are getting caught keep saying swim away, because the net is so much bigger than the boat, but it's really thin. So what ends up happening, you catch pretty much anything in that volume that can't get through the net, which is great if you have a giant school of fish in there that you're going for, but you end up with a lot of bycatch, a lot of things that you didn't mean to catch. Maybe turtles, maybe dolphins. Dolphins are a really common bycatch when you're trying to catch tuna. Closes like a drawstring. You guys remember, at any time you're welcome to pause the video and write down what you need. Long line fishing is almost exactly what it sounds like. It's a big long fishing line, a whole bunch of hooks. They're usually baited and they can be left for a long time. Somebody comes back and picks them up. A lot of times, by the time you come back and pick up the long line, there's maybe some dead birds, maybe some dead whales, maybe some sea turtles that got caught there. Why would a bird get caught on a fishing line? Well, there's a whole bunch of fish. They're just sitting there because they're caught by the fishing line. The bird is hunting for the fish. And so the birds will swoop down and they'll get caught on the hook too. Drift net fishing, I'm not sure if I have pictures of the rest of these, but drift net fishing looks like this, and it's really similar to long line fishing, but it's a big net, and it's almost invisible. It doesn't look like this in real life. You've seen fishing line. It's really thin. And so what happens is the fish try to swim through it and they don't bite the hook, but they get caught on that really thin line by their gills. And so again, that catches a whole lot of bycatch. Turtles will run into that barrier, seabirds will run into that barrier and they'll actually drown because they can't get back up. Also, anything else that runs into that barrier will get caught, and so you end up catching really big volumes and messing up the population for the next generation of that species of fish. So here's an example of an area that's been kind of like scraped over with a bottom trawler. And a bottom trawler, the best picture I have is this one here. So it looks like a big bag, like a big net, but this is heavy down here. And it can scrape the bottom. It's pulled by a boat. Everything inside the bag gets caught. But that bottom surface, all of those benthic organisms that have taken generations to build, all of that stuff that they've built is gone. So we end up with an ecosystem that takes generations and generations to recover. Here's another issue, not directly related to overfishing, but definitely related to human impact, is the problem of plastic that's dumped into the ocean. And it ends up getting caught where it shouldn't get caught. A bigger problem is that it looks just like fish roe. And so birds and fish will eat the little tiny bits of plastic thinking that they're plankton, zooplankton, fish eggs. And of course, they get no nutrition from it, and the plastic will kind of like stop up their digestive systems. And so that's another big problem that every one of you needs to be aware of. I'm just going to go back to this picture here, and hopefully we'll have time in class when I get back to talk about fish farming and to talk about aquaculture, but hopefully you guys got to see a little bit of that at the end of the video. So y'all have a great night. Make sure you take lots of notes, be ready for a quiz.